Hello and welcome. Facial recognition technology is aggressively thrust upon society through egregiously unacceptable intrusion into privacy and personal identification. This invasive abuse of public confidentiality has transformed various sectors from law enforcement to what's euphemistically called enterprise management, but is in fact serious overreach and manipulative control. This advanced biometric system utilises deep learning algorithms to identify or target individuals based on facial features, facilitating covertly anonymous authentication. Facial recognition activates when the system detects and locates faces within an image or video frame. The detected face is then aligned and normalised to ensure consistent analysis regardless of angle or lighting conditions. A neural network extracts unique facial embeddings, typically consisting of 128 distinct features. The extracted features are compared against a database of known faces using mathematical calculations. Modern systems employ convolutional neural networks to convert facial patterns into numerical vectors, allowing for precise face comparisons. Depending on the specific use case and environmental factors, this is deployed in various configurations, overseen by a central war room connected to countless surveillance cameras. Local micro-deployments on edge devices provide faster processing and reduced reliance on network connectivity. Facial recognition is seamlessly incorporated into applications like thermal screening or access control systems. The technology finds applications across numerous sectors that generate investigative leads and identify targets of interest at airports or border crossings, enhancing access control and 24/7 invasive monitoring. Corporations personalize targeted marketing for long-term penetrative advertising. This snooping technology has made significant strides in accuracy, while several factors can influence its performance, such as clear and unobstructed facial features. Supporters claim additional security measures ensure safety and privacy to prevent spoofing attempts, but offer no examples or proof of how this is done. The publicly opposed deployment of facial recognition technology triggers significant privacy and ethical concerns. It poses a serious risk of data breaches, identity theft and bias, and inaccuracies in identifying certain demographic groups. There's also an unacceptable lack of explicit consent or data collection and unauthorized use. These concerns demand increased scrutiny and calls for regulation in all jurisdictions. As facial recognition technology evolves, it'll provide enhanced accuracy and speed through advanced AI algorithms. It will also see deeper integration with other biometric and security systems everywhere, prompting increased focus on privacy-preserving techniques. Well, the focus might improve, but nothing will change its intrusive nature or ever-expanding surveillance capacity. Despite ongoing objections, legislation authorising blanket use without confidentiality limitations forges ahead, contemptuously disregarding public dissent. Facial recognition technology is in the final stages of eradicating privacy. Its deployment should have been carefully balanced with privacy protections and ethical considerations, but tyranny has no concern for civil rights or humanitarian values. Facial recognition enables large-scale monitoring of individuals in public spaces without explicit consent and frequently without awareness. This has imposed the anxiety of constant surveillance and loss of anonymity. The technology requires collecting and storing sensitive biometric data, which is highly personal and cannot be changed when compromised. Facial recognition systems operate without clear opt-in mechanisms, raising questions about consent and control over personal data. Deep concerns focus on law enforcement agencies' use of facial recognition for inappropriate targeting or profiling of certain demographics. Databases containing facial recognition information are valuable targets for hackers, as they contain a wealth of personally identifiable information. When facial data is breached, it's used to commit identity fraud, compromising financial accounts or other sensitive services that use facial recognition for authentication. As more services adopt facial recognition, a data breach inflicts far-reaching consequences, potentially compromising multiple accounts and services tied to an individual's biometric data. Several approaches are touted to address these concerns, such as implementing privacy considerations from the outset when developing facial recognition systems. That's ludicrous, given the advanced state of global deployment that's already harvesting massive volumes of personal data. Employing strong encryption and security measures to protect stored biometric data is essential but hopelessly inadequate. There's no clear information about data collection and usage, nor is there any implementation of accessible opt-out mechanisms. Comprehensive laws and regulations governing the use of facial recognition technology and protecting individual privacy rights are glaringly conspicuous by their absence. While facial recognition offers convenience, nothing justifies inadequate privacy protections and the reckless absence of essential data security measures. In my younger days, I greatly enjoyed extensive travel, living off the strings of a guitar, but that freewheeling fun is swamped by excessive airport security, invasive scanning, and tiresomely drawn-out boarding procedures. I resent the imbecilic futility of removing shoes, which serves no purpose whatsoever other than reinforcing the depressing sense of bullying domination. It also rubs our noses in the fact that the so-called shoe and underwear bombing incidents were both false flag events that were never properly investigated or accounted for. Consequently, instead of innocent travellers anticipating a fun-filled adventure, we're made to feel like and are treated like prisoners headed for the gulag. Nowadays, I still take occasional overseas holidays, but the cattle truck tyranny of airports is endured as a disagreeable impasse. Remember, every aspect of this hydra-headed oppression stems from unelected agencies of the UN and its genocidal 2030. Pursuant to this, the UK just shifted its road taxation policy by installing pay-per-mile cameras along motorways nationwide. This is touted as a broader strategy to address the anticipated tax shortfall resulting from fictitious reports of EV sales increase. That's an absolute nonsense. It's laughable absurdity. However, the pay-per-mile extortion is set to replace the current vehicle excise duty, the VED, car tax system. Drivers will be charged based on their annual mileage rather than a flat rate. Utilising automatic number plate recognition, ANPR surveillance technology, ever more cameras will track vehicle movements to calculate distances travelled and apply charges accordingly. The primary motivation for this shift is the expected decline in road tax revenue as more motorists supposedly switch to electric vehicles with reduced rates of free tax. Again, such projections are pure fantasy. With the 2035 ban on new petrol and diesel car sales, the government seeks ways to maintain infrastructure funding. While timelines for full implementation are unclear, the government aggressively moves towards transition. Installing countless more cameras on motorways marks a darkly ominous milestone. However, the system's rollout may take several years due to the complexity of the required infrastructure. Ministers claim most motorists can expect to pay approximately the same car tax as now. Rates adjust proportionally to distance travelled and vehicle emissions, with lower polluting cars benefiting from reduced tariffs. However, Currently enjoying tax exemptions, electric car owners will no longer avoid road charges. Introducing this extensive camera surveillance network triggers deepening privacy concerns. As with all other tyrannical surveillance measures, the new system will obliterate privacy and freedom of movement due to the 24/7 monitoring of vehicle locations. Implementing this Big Brother system presents significant technical and logistical challenges. The government must ensure the tracking system's reliability and accuracy while addressing data security and privacy concerns. Well, what could possibly go wrong? As the UK moves towards this new era of road taxation, installing paper mile cameras on motorways masquerades under the threadbare pretext of sustainability. Still, it's unlikely this transparent greenwashing deception is fooling anyone. So, how will UK motorists respond? Given the transnational falling domino characteristic of globalist assaults, this will soon slither its venomous tentacles into Australia. The mortal enemy of all humankind is satanic globalism. Thank you for watching.